You're listening to the Orisha Wisdom Podcast, episode 97. Welcome to the Orisha Wisdom Podcast, where growth and spirituality create an enhanced life's journey, balancing life with the wisdom of Egun, Ifa, and Orisha in our everyday lives. I am your host, Yvonne. Welcome to the Orisha Wisdom Podcast. I am Yvonne Reborn. Oh my goodness, it has been ages since we have been here with you. I have to tell you, I've missed you guys. And I wanted to say thank you for your messages, for your thoughts, for your prayers. I can't even begin to say how much you have all meant to me. And it has been, wow, quite a journey, a challenge, an uphill battle, a mountain. I don't know. Put your adjectives here, and it's been that, or your adverb, depending on what you're describing. It's been crazy. In the past, we have done episodes at the end of every year or at the very, very beginning of a brand new calendar year on the lessons that have been learned in the past year. And it has been a challenge. Wow, that's like a really minimizing it on keeping things together. But I miss doing this. I really, really do. And I miss gathering information and sharing it because I'm thinking I'm by myself, right? And I'm the dummy that doesn't know how to do anything. And the messages are, I'm not alone. A lot of people feel this way and are going through challenges as well. I decided, you know what, like it or not, as uncomfortable as it could be, as hard as it has been, it's time. It's time to start going back out there into the community because there are still lessons being learned and a lot of people are still going through a lot of stuff. So this episode, oh my goodness, gather your earbuds. This episode is great for everybody. I say grab yourself a comfortable cup of tea. And your earbuds are fine, speakers are fine. Let's work out together. Let's walk together. Let's chill together while we talk. We are going to do the 10 lessons learned. And I was going to say more, but I think I was able to kind of figure it and to get it down to the top 10 lessons learned in 2023. And like I said, challenging year, but I don't regret the year, and I have to say, a lot of you have reached out. How can we support you? How can we help you? What do you need? And I'm like, shoot, the list is long. It is long. Prayers always help. Thoughts always help because energy is always good. If you want to help in other ways, we can take a look at the sponsor for today as well as Patreon. So Patreon, there are 2 levels in there. You can become a Your Virtual Elite member. And yes, we are picking this up so that we can meet once a month live. And there are exclusive things. They get to see a lot of things before everybody else does. And all of the patrons of Patreons, I still call them Patreon. I don't know. It's just so much easier. They're able to get everything before, on the most part, before the rest of the world does. And they are going to really start getting more exclusive content just for them. Can you believe that? So before we jump in today, let's hear our sponsor. This episode is being brought to you by your virtual Ile, and it is so new. We are currently looking for its founding members. If you are looking for a spiritual home and don't have one yet, and want to be part of something, make your virtual Ile your home until you find your physical home. Who is this for? This is for any alejos, aborishas, or priests who are looking for community. This is a safe space to start discussing and learning about eguns, about orishas, and how these lessons relate to our lives now. This is crucial for those who do not know someone, or for those who do know some people but haven't quite found their tribe yet. We are in the forming stages as the founding members, and it is you as a founding member who will give the feedback and lay the groundwork and foundation for a community for many to come in the future. Yes, from the tone and the energy and the vibe of this space. For details, go to orishawisdom.com/Yvonne and click on the image that says your virtual Ile and come home to your community. Well. Let's get this party started. Grab again, cup of tea, coffee. I have water here, and let's get right into it. A lot of us have had a very challenging 2023, and we are in January of 2024. It was rough, but it was better than 2022, at least for me. There were a lot of things that happened last year, and I was trying to gather it, but I didn't want it to get way too long. I'm trying to be better at not making super long episodes, but dang it, it just sometimes doesn't work out that way. So with that, let's get into this because, wow, you might want to save this episode because what I find is that 2023 was a year of looking inside myself. And no, I did not do it by myself. I promise. I wish I was that divine and that wonderful, that awesome, but I wasn't. So with that, let's get started. Number 10, you are not alone. I have a friend of mine, and I used to always call her a long time ago. I was like, you are not alone. I am here with you. And this is true. You are not, even when you feel that you are. And nobody is going to negate how you feel. Never. You feel how you feel. But I'm here to tell you, you're not alone. The universe gives you what you need. The universe gives you what you have earned. And this also goes into the people and into the spiritual realm. As I'm going through a lot of these moments, I had a conversation very, very recently. And I told somebody, you're not alone. He goes, I know, but I feel so alone. And I heard, I wish I knew where. It was somewhere on YouTube because I'm a YouTube junkie. Yes, you might have people around you, but you are with you. You're like with yourself, with your own thoughts 24 hours a day. And it's just not possible to share your every waking thought to anybody else. So you are not alone. But what does that mean for you? So you have spirits, you have things around you. The universe is around you. Your ancestors are around you. You know, your great-grandma Amalia is with you, and your great-auntie, Miriam, and your great-grandpa, Joe, whoever it is, they're with you. And you may not even realize that they're there, but there are things that are going on. So you are not alone. And that is difficult when you're going through something difficult. I get it. man, boy, do I get it. I get it. I really do. But you're not alone. And once you begin to get into that point, that frame of mind, I'm not alone. Like, I'm going through this right now, but I'm not alone. I'm not alone. It's almost like you're sending out a beacon, like ding, 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 ding. And the egos are like, wait. She said, he said that she is not alone. So yeah, we're there. I just want you to know we're there. Hi, we're going to help you. And things start moving in your direction, not as quickly as you would like, which we're going to discuss in a little bit, but you are not alone. And when a lot of us go through moments of sadness, depression, and melancholy, know that it's okay to feel what you feel, because that is what you're feeling. And I can't negate, or no one can negate what you are feeling, but you're not alone going through this. So I want us to start that way, because that by itself was so helpful to get me through tough times. And if it helped me, I am hoping that it's going to help someone out there. By the way, you're going to hear a lot of rustling of pages in a little bit. So if you do, that's me. All right. Number 9. Remember that I said you're not alone, right? Trust that your eguns, that means your spirits, your spiritual court, and your guardian angel always want your highest good. This is really interesting, because when you're coming into this, let's say that you're coming into this tradition from, I don't know, Christianity, Catholicism. All right, let me go to Catholicism. And you're like, well, what's here? Because you don't know, right? The first thing people tell you, go find a godparent and go get this and go get that. And you're like, I don't know what you have. No. That not every single egung in your family is horrible. There will be somebody. Know that you do have a guardian angel. Know that everyone has a spiritual court. And the spiritual court is there to help you to go through your lessons and to go through life. Trust that they want what is best for you. And this was a concept, honestly, that I did not have a good grasp on in 2022. So in 2022, I started to like, wait a second, I got muertos? Like, I got eguns? Holy crap. Really? Like, that was more of like, oh, I got peoples. Oh my God, I got peoples. But I didn't quite grasp. And I can't even tell you that I have quite totally grasped it, because I haven't, because I'm still being like, oh, that's amazeballs. You know what I mean? I still haven't quite gotten a full grasp, but I can tell you that your eguns, your spiritual things that you have, they want what is most good for you. And they align things in the background. And soon, because I did say I would be sharing my journey. Soon, there's going to be a point where I'm going to share a piece. And I'm like, why is this not happening? Boo-hoo. You know, like, isn't this enough? And haven't I been through enough? And woe is me and blah, blah, blah. And something popped up. And I'm like, whoa, I was not ready for this back then. But somebody knew that I was not ready for that. I thought I wanted it, but I was not ready. And even when the idea was posed, I was like, well, am I ready for that? Mind you, I thought it was something I really, really wanted. So trust that they want what is best for you. You are not me, and you are not, Jiminy Cricket, and you're not Joe and Smo and, Jane and whoever. You are you. Your spiritual court is unique to you. Your ancestors are for you, and everybody has their own guardian angel. Trust that they want what is best for you. Your best interest is what they want. Not mine, not anybody else, but yours. All right. Number 8. Let me make sure. Okay. This one, I can't say I have learned it, but I'm learning this. Okay? Trust that you are a spiritual being. Did you hear what I just said? Trust that you are a spiritual being. Listen to the spiritual. I'm going to say that something I am still working on is self-doubt. And self-doubt is a major killer of life. And I literally wrote this down, your inner and outer quality of life. Because self-doubt can make it hellish. I really put hellish down. And it can destroy your outlook, and your outlook can have a difference in your energetic output as well as what is going on inside you. So I have a story for you. I went to a misa, and I am there. Everything went great, right? For the misa part. And I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. And there was something that I saw, like I felt I saw, and I'm like, I ain't saying nothing. No, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm not a medium. What's wrong with you? I stayed real quiet. I didn't say a word. After everything was over, literally like days after, I catch up with the president of the table. That means the head medium who was, coordinating and he was in charge of that misa. And I chat with him and I said, listen, Baba, this is what's going on. And when this part happened, this is what I saw. This is what I saw. And this is what I felt. And he's looking at me like, why didn't you say anything? I'm like, What if, no. So, of course, he gets mad at me. By the way, that doesn't mean that he yells at me. He never yells at me, ever. And he said, listen to me. Listen to me. You are a medium. I'm like, and I laughed. Look, yeah, okay. He goes, listen to me very carefully. You're a medium. And again, I'm totally cracking up. I'm like, no, I am not that thing. He goes, here you go. What are you? And I'm like, oh my God, this is one of those freaking trick questions. I ain't answering. I'm like, I don't know what you want me to say. He's like, what are you? I'm like, crap. It's like one of those questions that you're like, oh my God, any answer that I say is going to be stupid, right? So I didn't say a word. And he's like, you are a spirit, right? Like when you're in heaven, you're a what? Oh, I'm like, oh, I see where this is going. You're a spirit. You're a spirit. Okay. I got it. Because you have to be born and blah, 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 right? He goes, okay, you got that part. Then he goes, and what are you in right now? So I realized because this is a misa, okay, I'm encased in a body, right? And he's like, well, I'm in my body. He goes, well, duh, then you are a medium because you are a spirit in your own body. And I'm like, I'm like, I don't know how to take that. And he's like, well, you are very concerned on what spirit told you that. So I'm going to grab a very common name, Maria, right? So you are concerned that the Egung Maria, you want to know that it was Maria who told you blah, 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 and ABC. But you are a spirit yourself. And I'm like, yeah, but I've heard that this can be very dangerous. And he's like, listen to me. If you would have spoken at the time what you saw, that was perfectly aligned with what was about to happen. Everyone would have followed that string, that spiritual thread, because it was perfectly in line. You did not listen, you did not speak, and that could probably have delayed things. But you picked that up at that time. And when the thing that I saw happened, because it did happen at that same misa, I'm like, I saw that. He was like, why didn't you say anything? And I'm like, I didn't think it was important. So what does that tell you? For one, it wasn't that I didn't think that was important. I thought that I was not important, knowledgeable, or nothing to say anything. And that's not how that works. You are a spiritual being. And we're about to discuss some of the spiritual in some of the upcoming points, but I want you to remember that you, yes, you, the one who's, scratching your nose right now, the one who's like, that has that cute, like, puppy face, like, what? Yeah, that one. The one, when the dogs, they tilt their heads, they look so adorable. So you're that. You are a spiritual being. And we're going to go into the upcoming points on how this takes shape. But I tell you, I still haven't learned this one. I'm still struggling through it. And he's so cute. He's like, I better not ever hear you say that. And I'm like, and here I am, like, grumbling underneath, because people are more on point than what they think, because they have self-doubt. And you are looking at, a spiritualist, blah, 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 and big, I don't know, Baba so-and-so and Iya so-and-so. And you're like, I am definitely not that. But you are you, and you got what you got, which is perfect for what you have. I want to really drill this one. The number 8, trust that you are a spiritual being. All right. Didn't I tell you I was going to be flipping pages? Number 7. There is something as divine timing. We hear this all the time. This is not new. I know you're like, I thought this was going to be like, earth shattering, and it's not. There is something as divine timing, and it's not when you want or what you want. It is what it is for you. And I know you may want to fight, and you want to like, yeah, but I need this one thing, this thing. But it's going to be an uphill battle. Some things you are meant to fight through. That is your lesson. That is your goal. That is what you need to do. But if there are way too many, maybe it's time to reassess and to pivot and meditate. Is this really for me? Also, is this for me right now? I've said this over and over from the beginning of the Orisha Wisdom community. When you listen with your whole body. Remember number 6, you're a spiritual being. Please listen to your whole body. Does it really settle like with your soul? Is it cool with you? With all of you? With your inner you? Is it? And then, is it for right now? Are you headed in the right direction? Is this something that you need to learn from, like a study? Let's say that you want to learn how to build, I don't know, let me look around. Scissors. There you go. There's a scissor there. You want to start learning how to build scissors, and you built a crude pair of scissors, and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to market them and I'm going to be rich. And by next year, I'm going to be making $1 billion a month, right? But the scissor, this pair of scissors, after a couple of times, it's like, shoot, that thing just fell apart after 50 uses. This ain't going to help me. All right, I'm going to build another one. And I'm going to build another one. And I'm going to build another one. It's not working. And you're losing sleep. And you're losing money. And you're losing money and sleep. And now you've lost your friends. And now your health is crumbling. Maybe it's time for you to sit down whether this $1 billion per month that you're seeking is going to be with your invented pair of scissors. That might not be. your gift, and it may not be your timing. And this is very, very hard because it's almost like a conflict. People tell you, don't give up, keep going, do it, just keep fighting. I know, because I'm that person. Just keep fighting, right? But maybe it's not meant for you to fight, or it's meant for you to fight differently, or it's meant for you to continue to fight, but you'll get your reward later. It may be a lot of different things, but there is always a divine reason to why your timing isn't with what you want. And I was going to say what you need, and I quickly changed it, because it's not about what you need, because the universe does give you what you need, not necessarily what you want. So as you're walking through life, I think it's good. And I actually, because it's been kind of difficult. I always used to tell like my close people around me that, oh my God, I'm in beast mode. Let me tell you, when I'm in beast mode, I am so focused. I wake up at 4 a.m. every morning. I am hyper focused in all of the things that I need to do. I'm a beast, and I know it. And I'm like, oh my God. And it's like, after all of this, disaster that I walked through in my life, I'm like, I have not been able to go back to that. And so the question is that something I should continue? But after much meditation, I'm going to write it down, because, hold on a second. After much meditation, it's not that I'm not going to go back to that beast mode, but I'm going to go into a different one. I'm not the same person. My life is not the same. My activities are not the same. I will never be the same. Therefore, that mode of me working with, in order for me to try to work with the timing, that is no longer going to be me. So I'm going to remember that I wrote down meditation. When you meditate, you're able to kind of think with your whole body, a little bit more aware on whether what you're going through, your timing is for you at this time. You're able to kind of wait, just calmly, and see. Sometimes you might get an inner thing like, it's telling me just to wait a bit, just to kind of chill, be still. Okay, then do that. So have you noticed there's a theme to this 2023 top 10? So remember, number 7, there is something called divine timing. Divine timing. And I'm not going to tell you, because I'm sure you already know many times. I don't like this fact, okay? I want things right now. See, that's me snapping. Right now. I need it. But it may not be for you. Have you ever seen the, people who win the lottery, and almost 98% of the time it's tragedy and they become bankrupt again? Do you know why? It wasn't their timing to get that, and they were not prepared for it. They didn't do the homework on how to manage, the $50 million that they got. They don't know how. And when you don't know how, then you ruin your stuff. So maybe it would have been good for later if they would have done other things before. Divine timing is it's so interesting. So interesting. Number 6, enjoy the little moments. When you go through crap, it's very hard to do that. As I am moving forward, it's not just about enjoying the little moments, it's also about gratitude, and they play hand in hand. But I decided, because I've done gratitude before, and I'm still going to include it. See, I just wrote it down again. But I'm going to put enjoy the little moments, because people are different. Some people, when they're very focused, it's all about work. It's work mode only. Some people, the way you function is very different, and each person is different than the next. And yes, we can try to put you into a general type of group, but you're going to be you. However, I find that enjoying the little moments, those little small moments, dude, it is so funny, but it's great for you. It's great for your mind, and it's great for your soul, and it's great for your health. Sometimes I find myself cracking up at the funniest things, and we don't realize how important joy of those little moments are to your well-being. When you take the time to enjoy, there are inner things going into your biology, into your body, as you know, meaning your hormones, your brain, your cells, and laughter, enjoyment, contentment, even if it is of a small something. It is so important because what it does, it all works together. So if, I don't know, okay, I got one. The other night I couldn't sleep and I'm like, crap. I kept getting up. And I'm like, you know what? F it. I am going to just be on social media. Screw this crap. And I'm scrolling. And you know, when you go to the Reels portion of Facebook and you open one, you can just scroll up to the next video. And I swear I was binging. And some of those were so funny. I swear it was like 3 o'clock in the morning and I am laughing pero a carcajadas. Like I am wailing here by myself. At one point I was crying so much. It was hysterical. But I have to say, after that laughing fit, which was quite funny. Some of those reels are very funny. I was like, oh crap, I'm tired now, but I feel good and I'm energized, but I need sleep, you know? And it did good the next day. Mind you, I did wake up late, but the next day I woke up and I'm like, you know, my back is feeling better. I feel good. I'm going to clean this and I'm going to do this. So I can only do a couple of things at a time, but it's okay. I was so happy. I swear my soul was happy and I had such a good time. But if you study anything about anything, and if not, you don't have to be a doctor, go to YouTube. What does laughter do to your body health-wise? Really, when you look at something, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, that's a really pretty dog. Can I pet this dog? And I'm like in heaven while I'm going, oh my God, you're so cute. That does things to your body. Like we're all worried about who's our Orisha, but we need to worry also about being happy in the moment because this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So we have to keep going. So how do we keep going? We crack up. We tell stories. There is a book. Hold on a second. The Blue Zones. I think that's what it's called. The Blue Zones. The Blue Zones, I heard this book because I got it in an Audible. I'm going to try to link it into the description so that you're able to get it. It's amazing. The book is a story on, I think it's the top 5 places where there are centenarians. Centenarians are people that live over 100 years old. And we're not talking to decrepit people who can't move, who can't walk, who can't do this. Oh no, these are very active people. So they went to different parts of the world. I know there's one in Italy, Loma Linda, California, Costa Rica, and a couple of other places. I don't remember the other 2 places, but I do remember those 3. Loma Linda, I remember because that's a mostly Seventh-day Adventist community. So because my parents were Seventh-day Adventists, well, you know, my mom is still alive, so she's a Seventh-day Adventist. They would always tell me about the university there and blah, 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 blah. One thing that was common, of course, we're talking, you know, eating well and whatever, but one thing was community. And I was like, community. They hang out. Each and every of these places, they hang out. And they laugh. And they talk. And they laugh some more. And they laugh again. And they have a good time. This is important. You want to live a good quality of life? Man, enjoy those little moments. And you know what? On top of that, find other people that you can enjoy those little moments with. Because then, and if you got weirdo friends like mine, then you tell them a story and then they add to it and then they imagine this, and then I can't. Some of it is so funny that I'm by myself and I'm laughing at some of the crap that we spoke about based on a story. And it's so, so funny. Enjoy. It's not just for your emotional well-being. It's for your health, for your body, your biology, in order to keep that shell of yours really, really good. And your brain, enjoy the little moments. Find some people, find a tribe that will laugh with you and enjoy those little moments. All right, number 5, cinco. We are halfway done, peoples. Eguns are badass. Seriously, that's number 5. That's number 5. Eguns are badass. You know, what I am discovering, I can't even tell you I have a grasp on this, and I don't know nothing. How's that? I don't know nada. It's like an unknown world. The best way to describe it, I hope you all have seen the movie Coco from Disney. It's like that. It's like a whole new world under there that we don't know, we don't understand, we know nothing about. They can see more than you. They can. Somebody told me, it's like, don't you know they have access to the Akashic records? I'm like, Akashic, what? What? Another thing, they realize, I want you to realize that they understand you more than you know. So think about this. They can see more than you. So they can see beyond what you can see. I mean, we just have these eyes that need glasses, contacts. We don't even trust what we see, and they can see beyond what you can see. And they know reasons and have answers that you do not know. So many times I have sat, sorry, I'm cleaning this because it was like a piece of lint. The mic, I know, it's so weird. Many times I have prayed to Egun, but why this and why that? Just tell me, give me an answer. And I tell you, some of those answers have come. And I realized if I would have received the answer when I asked for it, I think my brain would have blown up. I probably would have been in a loony tin. This is great. A loony bin. Because I don't think my brain could have processed the information I was asking about. I may have referred to this, but this is one of my favorite examples to refer to about this. It's Indiana Jones. It's one of the newer ones. Not this one that just came out. I think it's the one beforehand, but not the show. It is a movie. And this is where he is with his son, right? And is it that one? The one with the crystal skulls or whatever. And at the end, the villain is able to grasp this skull that is going to give him all the knowledge in the world, right? Because, of course, that is awesome that you're going to know everything about everything, right? So when this happens, he goes, oh, my God, this is wonderful. I can see everything. It's like almost, I'm God. Oh, my God, this is great. And he blows up. Why? Sometimes it's too much. It's too much. It's too much to know even the answers that you're looking for. And you know what? Oh, no. It is coming. There's something that's coming that is going to allude to this one. I'm trying to be a good girl and just keep it on point. Understand that your spirits, whether they are relatives, your spirit guides, they can see more. They can see what you cannot see. They know more than you know, but they understand you more than you think. And if they were to tell it to you straightforward, because you're like, tell it to me just like it is. You know, I'm from New York. I can handle it. At least that's what I say, right? No, there are some truths that when I received them, I was rough. And what was interesting is they didn't give it to me in one shot. They gave it to me in tiny milliliter dosages until the teaspoon was filled. By the time I am like, oh my God, I got it now. And it was like, oh, they told me this and this little thing and that little thing. That's why the this and the that and the that. Right? And it's really hard. Because we're like, give me answers. Like, why is it that, this spiritualist, he can talk to his spirits and whatever, and they give him answers? No, that they don't give you all the answers. And I don't think any one of us is capable of receiving all of the answers of everything. It's not the way that it works. I was told something in early 2021. I remember it was a phrase, and I'm like, okay, I heard that. They told me a little bit later. I had a conversation recently, and that particular medium, love you, you're going to know who you are, says, oh, that girl is finally getting it. And I'm like, are you talking about, and it took almost 2 years since the original message was given. And I'm like, wait, is this what you mean? They're like, and they're laughing like, yeah, that girl's finally getting it. I'm like, damn, I'm dense. I just want you to know there's a lot more that goes on, and I can't even figure it out, nor wrap my tiny little brain tentacles around it, nor do I want to, nor care to. It's just, I just need to kind of get through each moment at a time. Like, I do not want to know it all. It's okay. I'm okay not knowing. I'm good. But know that your eguns, your spirits are badass. The things, even when you're falling and tripping and you have your skinned knees, dudette, yo. They're badass because they probably got you to skin your knee. But if you would have walked in another direction, which you probably would have, you would have broken your leg. I would much rather get a scar from a skinned knee rather than having a chopped up limb. You understand what I mean? So keep in mind, there are things to go through, but your spirits are badass. Here's another tidbit that I didn't have written down. Yes, you might have an egun in around you that may not be good, but it's not all of them. And I think I said this before, not everyone in your court is bad. I would think that's very, very rare. As I have continued to speak to many spiritualists, there's always somebody and a set of somebodies that come in. And Tata K, you're going to know who you are, told me this. Because when I'm introduced to him, I tell him, I don't have anybody. This is what I was told. He goes, you really don't, huh? I said, no, I don't. I was very, very sad back then. And he goes, you do have a mother and a father? I'm looking at him like, really? He's like, yeah. Do you? Yeah. Okay. Your mom had a mother and a father too, right? Yeah. And your father had a mother and a father? Yeah. And his mother had a mother and a father. Yes. And he's going down, and I see where he's going. So if we're really looking at it, it's like whatever, like 300, whatever, just in those pairs. That's not including the cousins, the aunts, the this. And are you trying to tell me that everybody in the entire line is bad? Whoever made this assumption, that's some shit and not good stuff. Not everybody is going to be bad in an entire line. That is just physically impossible. So I want you to know your eguns are badass. And didn't I tell you? They're there for your highest good. All right. Number 4. Okay, I'm struggling with this one. Boy. Take responsibility for where you are at. I'm like, yeah, this is interesting. You wonder, but really? What? This is something I did not create. And maferefung egong, you're going to know who this is. You may have agreed to this lesson in heaven. So you need to figure out what you did to get into this. For me, I had a live, the first live with everybody. So if y'all missed it, sorry. So you have to look out for those things. And hopefully I'll have another one. But this included everybody in your virtual Lile, all the patrons of Patreons. You know what? It's Patreons to me because it's just so much easier to say. And everyone from the free community, everyone was invited. And I said at the very, very end, and it was wonderful because we had guest priests there, and I'm so grateful for you guys showing up. It was my fault. It was my fault. And they're like, wait, what? And they're probably like, oh my God, she's about to spill the tea. And it's my fault because I did not do the work to be a full person, fully in my own, loving who I am, honoring who I am, having boundaries, and I did not adhere to that. And that's just to start. You have to be brutally honest in what you did. What was it that you should have learned before? If you were to go through this again, how would you make that different? So you, instead of saying, so here's another thing, and I don't know if I'll ever talk about this, but something happened recently, and the lesson was, if you did it, if you ate the cookie from the cookie jar, don't say, I ate the cookie from the cookie jar because my brother told me to. That wasn't the point. The point is you were not supposed to eat those cookies. But he told me that I could. But you ate the cookie. I'm like, gosh, shiitake mushrooms, damn it. You ate the cookie. You were not supposed to eat the cookie, right? I knew the cookie was yummy and you enjoyed it, but you ate the cookie. So the whole point is I have to change that into, yes, I ate the cookie. I knew that I should not have. I take responsibility. So how can I, you know what I mean? How am I going to move forward from this? Like, what's my punishment? How do I fix this? But it's not, I ate the cookie because my brother told me to. So you have to say what part you took. If you, I don't know, let's go back to our sample. If you have a failed business of making scissors, well, did you go to school for it? Did you take a class? Or did you just watch 3 videos and you went for it? Did you take a course in metal smithing? What kind of metals to use? Did you play with it? How many mistakes did you have? How could you have done that differently in order for your business not to fail in making scissors? And I think that when we get there, it's very hard. And I'm going to tell you, this is something that I'm going through at the moment, at this very moment. I have to say I'm sorry. And I have to say I'm sorry because I did something, right? And if I did something, I have to say I did this. And I am sorry. So you could say that. I am sorry, but this is what I did. You can't say, I did this, but I did it because of because the weather was here, because he told me to, because she, whatever, because I saw it in a movie. Nope. Point is, you did this. You either, I don't know, like I said, let's use the scissors one, because you can place your situation in this one. Take full responsibility and just that. And don't put any type of blame anywhere else. Even if something persuaded you or there was a situation, you did this, whatever that was. And that's very hard because that is part of living authentically. And that's really hard because a lot of people play victim. And guess what? I'm one of those. And now I'm like, wait a second, but I should have learned about this, or this is the part that I played. The end. That's hard. That's really hard. And that's something that kids are perfect at. I did this because of whatever, right? We need to try our best, our very, very best to just start. I did this. If you have to say but, or I'm not using this as an excuse, that's already an excuse. And that's really hard because that means, holy crap, I'm adulting for reals. For reals. And that's hard. I'm asking everyone to take a look. Kids are great at this. Yeah, I took this, but because. There should be no but and because. You took it. The cookie. Whatever cookie that was. Like chocolate chip chips. Just saying. Yeah, you're like, oh, damn, I don't want to hear this. But it is. And I'm still learning this. I'm not going to tell you that I have learned it, but it's something that really popped up. All right. We are down to number 3. The final 3. Mafirefungagum for this one. I am not that divine. I am not that divine. But I'm going to tell you, in my mind, you're going to know who you are. It's not mistakes. It's lessons. This has been a recurring theme, but this is basically what was said. I don't know why you call it mistakes. It's lessons. What is the lesson? That's hard when you're being hit in the face, right? What is the lesson there? When you just tripped, what is the lesson there? If you are an innocent in the situation, still, there's something there for you to learn. What is the lesson? That's hard. I will say to my big brother this. My big brother always has a prayer, and my little big brother too. They have a similar type of prayer, and they say, because they have Elegwas, right? I don't have Elegwa, I have Eshu. So before they walk out the door, they're like, Elegwa, please bless me as I'm going out today. Da, 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 da. Help me, to be open to the lessons of the world. And one of them goes a little mile extra and says, so that I don't repeat it. That's hard. That's hard, especially when you're going through stuff. That's very, very hard because this also goes into self-doubt, into beating yourself up. Nobody's better at this than me. We can battle this out. I will beat myself up before you get a chance to. But before you get there, what is the lesson there? And that, I believe, is so difficult. Because that is difficult and then it's not. The way it was explained when this happened, Engel said, I don't know why you stress over about it. Like, you make it so difficult. And I'm like, do you not know what I'm going through? Like, I would not dare. But in my mind, I'm like, do you know what I'm going through? Like, this shit is hard. I was like, no, lessons. But think about it like this. If you think of it not as a mistake, you're not going to beat yourself up so hard. Well, I'm a screw up. I'm a fuck up. I'm always messing up. I am not good. I am this. Remember what I said? This is all playing out to one big thing. What you do on the internal also shows up on the biological, on your body, also on your mind, also on the emotional, and everything plays together. The energy that you tell yourself on the inside and what you get out transforms into the energetic, and then the energetic is what is boom, 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 shot out into the world, and then it radiates right back to you. So holy hell, it's like, if you are able to do this and practice this is why I think meditation is important. You're not going to beat yourself like, crap, I messed up on this pair of scissors again. So what's the lesson here? I should have studied more on the type of metal that I was going to use in my pair of scissors. We're going back to this same example. If I Okay, I screwed up the last 12 versions, but you know what? I think I need to talk to a good person who's very aware of different types of scissors. So what are my scissors for? I want a pair of scissors that is going to cut wood and plastic very well. That's what I want. And that means it's a good paper cutter too, but this is what I want. So I need to speak to somebody about that. And then you go do that, because that is the lesson. If it's not cutting properly the wood and the plastic, then you should figure out the why and go for it. What that did right there is not, you see, I am a effing bad person. I cannot make scissors. I will never make scissors. When you're speaking that bad to yourself, all kinds of things are going on in your neurons, in yourself, in your body, hormonally. pH, whatever. Like my aunt is really good at this. She's like, well, whenever you do that, you're turning more acidic and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh yeah, she keeps going. This is all relative. And if you're able to look at it of what is the lesson here, if you're able to do that, you're not going to see it as, man, bad shit always happens to me. Always, all the time. I'm always screwing up. And let me tell you, I am big on this. Ever since I was little. I'm shifting my mic. Sorry about that. We don't need to go that route. We do not need to go that route. But if we look at it this way, I think we're able, it's like taking off a bag of bricks on a daily basis. Like something happened to me recently. I was not happy. It happened with my car. And I'm like, fuck. Now I have to replace this in the car. It's a new car. Well, it's used, but it's new to me. Shit. Wait a second. No. Don't worry about it. This is not a bad thing. You know what? We're going to fix this because of whatever. And you know what? We already knew about it. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to be mindful of where we're going to park so we don't get nails in the tires and da-da-da-da-da. Right? But it's not woe is me. Like let me tell you, the way you talk to yourself can spiral out of control in a negative way so fast. A lot faster than in a positive way. A lot faster. So, please, number 3, Egung for this. It's not mistakes, it's lessons. I'm going to end this section with a story, just to give you another perspective. There's a guy, and now I can't remember his name, because I always laugh because I have a lot of business husbands and wives. I don't discriminate. If you're good at something in business or, content creatorship that I like, I'm like, that's my, YouTube wife or whoever, right? There's this guy and he tends to interview a lot of people, right? And this guy jumps on and I'm immediately drawn to him. Not that he's gorgeous or hot or whatever. It's just like how he talks, his energy is like, wow. And I'm just like, wow, this is great. And he tells this story. His business is to help men, listen to this, men overcome drug and alcohol addiction. That's what his business is. He helps these men get clean, sober, and basically change their lives. So we're working with the mental, we're working with the emotional, all that stuff that I don't know what that is, but I'm listening to it and I'm like, whoa, this is so deep and so cool. And he tells the story, what his kids pray about every day, about their father. Listen to this, because that blew my freaking mind. It was like, dear God, thank you so much for the man who got screwed up and got high and, basically lost everything in his life before. I'm glad that he went through that, because when he went through that, he was able to clean up and become sober so that he could help my dad. When I heard this, I was like, what? what did they say? Because what I expected them to say is, God, dear God, thank you so much that my dad got sober. That's not their prayer. Their prayer is, God, thank you so much for the dude that screwed up, became homeless, lost his wife, his children, his job, couldn't get a job, smelled like crap, lost it again, got sober, got high again, or got whatever. I think it's drunk or high. I don't remember which one, but it was one of those two. And screwed up his life so badly, hit rock bottom, almost died. But then he got sober, and then he was my dad's sponsor. Thank you, God, for him. I was like, yo, that is some shiitake mushrooms right there, dude. So I want you to think about that. It's lessons, lessons, lessons. You need like a break, right? We only got 2 more to go, I promise. So let's go to number 2. We're almost done. Number 2, the answers are in you. Look within. Let me tell you about this. Holy crapola. Remember what I said earlier? You are already spirit. You just forgot everything that you knew in heaven, in Orun. You forgot all about that. You are already spirit. You have your twin in heaven. This is what we believe. But you have ancestors, you have spirits, you have things. And a lot of them will give you a gut feeling. We expect that Egun is going to talk to us the way you're listening to me. I know that's my expectation, but it doesn't happen that way. It doesn't. And people, the ones who really do get that, they're like, honey, you don't want, I will trade with you any day of the week. But they talk to you. They give you a feeling. They give you a gut. Like you walk to this place like, I don't know about this place. I'm kind of iffy. But you don't listen. You have to look within. Remember what I said earlier? I wrote down the word meditation. Sometimes it could be a 30-second one. Like, let me focus. Does this feel right? Is this something that I should pursue? Should I be doing this? What about this person? What am I really vibing off of this person? Is this okay for me? Is this for my highest good? You have to look within. Even if this is what you are meant to do. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes it's something transitional you need to go through, but the answers are within you. And we have so much self-doubt that has been inputted. Is that a word? Oh my God. All of you English majors, please don't shoot me. It's a word now, dang it. Anything that has been coming to you, social media, ads, companies, friends, people, parents, family, culture, religion, politics, they tell you what is right and what is wrong. But sometimes you have to look within to see, is that right for me? And if you are able to really be authentic and you may change your stance on a lot of things. You may put boundaries up. You may go back to habits. You may create new habits. You may think about something differently. You may decide to disagree with your church. You may decide that something you really thought was right, maybe it's not. And I think you've heard me say this before, like, I need to rethink my position on this, right? Because I really thought that, the scissors that I was making were the greatest thing since, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but they're not. Maybe I need to go back to scissor making school. Or maybe I need to create a different type of scissors. The answers really are within you. And if you, and wait till you get to number 1. Oh, number 1 is such a doozy. But let me stay here for a moment. I can't wait to turn the page. You as a spirit is working in tandem with your spirit guides, right? Your guardian angel, your ancestors by blood, those other spirits that take an interest in you, your highest self, everything. you're working as a symbiotic relationship. They might, when something feels right, you might get chills in your arms. And you're like, this feels good. Other people, like you feel a good feeling in the stomach, like butterflies, but happy butterflies. And that same person, when something is like, it's almost like a sinking feeling. I know somebody who almost feels like they want to throw up if something is bad. It's really bad and it's like a dead no. Listen to that. The answers are with you. Oh, I keep trying to allude to number one, so you'll see. I'm just going to go to number one because honestly, I can't wait because you'll see what I mean. This brings me to number one. Dun, dun, dun. Be open. Yeah, you thought it was going to be like, but it was to me. Still is. Be open to spirit. Be open to your eguns. Be open to Orisha. Be open for the energy. Be open to the universe. Be open for the universe. Not just to, but for. Be open for your Ori to get you to where you need to go. Be open for the guidance of somebody to help you so that you can learn how to align your Ori to get you to where you need to go. Be open to abundance. Be open to health. Be open to change. Be open to the idea that you might be wrong. Yeah, I'm not happy about that. But it's true, it's there. Be open to the lessons. Be open to be better. Be open to joy. Be open to love. Boy, do I have stories about that. Oh my God, it is hysterical. Some of the, maybe someday. Yeah, it's funny. Be open to you enjoying your journey here, right now. Be open to be a survivor. I heard this somewhere and now I don't know who it is, but I think, what's his name? Steve Harvey. I think Steve Harvey is it. Steve Harvey says, you don't know how lucky you are. And guess what? And have you heard of G. Wayne Jackson's podcast? He says this too. He said it in one of his podcasts, and now I need to know which one. Do you know how lucky you are to be here right now? You know how lucky you are to be here? Because one sperm in the whatever billion, that's like real freaking rare. Just the fact that you are here, living right the second to listen to this. And Steve Harvey is the one that says, by the way, you know, your life is hard, right? But I could tell you, you've survived everything 100% of the time if you're listening to this. I was like, you know what? He's right. But you have to be open to that. If you look at this one, number one, so now you're going to hear the rustling of pages. I'm sorry. It relates to the answers are with you because now you're open to listening. And then it relates to, it's not mistakes, it's lessons, because now you're open to those things. And then you're open to take responsibility and not to, tell that my brother told me to take the cookie, therefore I did. Then now you're open to knowing and to learning and at least to having that faith that your eguns are badass. You're open to enjoying life's little moments. And big ones too, by the way. But at least the little ones, especially like if you are depression prone. By the way, more than half of us are, please. Just know you're not by yourself, right? But be open to trust that you're a spiritual person. And you got the spirit thing that is helping you move on. Be open to trust that your eguns, they're there for your highest good. And be open to the idea that you're not alone. So when I pull this together, I say mafere egun because this was pulled like, yeah, you know what your lessons are, girl. Put it together, get it out there. I was like, oh, Amazing. Mind blown. I think I do have that sound, but I haven't recorded an episode in so long. I don't even know how to get to it. Go figure. So there you go. 10 things that I am still learning about 2023. This is going to be going out to, all your other places. I would love to hear your comments on this one because this is very interesting. Let me know, what were some of the lessons that you learned in 2023 or lessons you're still learning, like me? I'm still learning all of these, but at least I'm aware. So tell me what you're aware about. I would love to hear it. This will be posted also into YouTube, so be sure to comment there. I do read all of your comments. I promise I read all of your comments. It takes me a little bit, but I do read them, and I'm so super grateful for them. You have reached the end of this episode. It has been a while. I am grateful to all of you for hanging on. I am so excited about this year and just to sit down and share, even if it is one lesson at a time, because what I'm learning is, as I was going through a lot of things, and I'm still going through them, other people are going through similar crap. And sometimes you're told the same thing over and over, and you don't see it until you do. Until you do. And I have to say, I'm just so grateful for this community. I will say, if you are a listener from your favorite podcast platform like iTunes and Google, and I think it's on Amazon as well, and whatever, Barry, whatever, like, oh my God, so many of them. I thank you in advance. And of course, Podbean, because that's my platform. Yay, I like Podbean. And no, they're not paying me. They're not paying me. If you listen to this on YouTube, I just wanted to say, thank you so much. We are looking forward to growing the channel and so much, and to really provide assistance to others, because there's a lot of crazy going on out there while we're still living our own crazy in our own lives. If you are new to the Orisha Wisdom Podcast, please subscribe to that channel and click on that little bell icon so that every time that we make videos, we're trying to do our best to creating more content for the channel. I listen a lot and I'm visual, and so I figured that this might be a good happy medium to have YouTube videos and to have the podcast as well. If you are interested in what's going on, I'm going to be updating it very, very soon. Go to orishawisdom.com/Yvonne. And that would be I, V as in Victoria, O as in Orange, N as in Nancy. And I'm going to be updating that to provide all the links to all the new stuff. I am slowly getting all of this done. I'm super, super excited for all the wonderfulness and all of the ideas. And I have to tell you, a lot of the ideas are not mine. It's whatever we need for our community to keep going forward. So as always, thank you again. I'm looking forward to this year when it comes to podcast episodes. May your awesome, badass Eguns and your Orishas bless you always. Let's have a wonderful 2024. Share this episode, comment. Let's really get into discussion, and let's keep it going. Until next time. Thank you for listening to the Orisha Wisdom Podcast. Be sure to check out the show notes at orishawisdom.com/podcast. Can't get enough of Orisha Wisdom? Check us out at orishawisdom.com and subscribe to our community. Remember, the wisdom of Egun, Orisha, and Ifa is all around us. Be blessed, and until next time.